Hello, guess what? We have another question. First, before we get started, I would like to say thank you so much for asking this question. This video is particularly for a subscriber by the name of Jason. He recently started his own mowing business and wanted to know if I had any tips. Well, you definitely asked the right person, and I will be answering your question based on my own experience and what I have learned in working with others. So let's get to it. So, first things first, I do not know any background information. I don't know anything about your business. So I'm going to give you the whole rundown. Okay, so I hope you're ready for it. Go ahead and save this video in your playlist so that you can refer to it often as you begin to grow your business. I also want to take the time to say congratulations on getting your business started. You have achieved a first step that's great that a lot of people don't even get to because of lack of faith, because of fear, whatever. So you've already started on that path. So awesome. Kudos to you. And I'm excited to see how things turn out and for you and your business and where you are a year from now, even 6 months. All right, let's get to it. So first things first, you want to determine if you have not already what kind of lawn care or excuse me mowing business you decide that you're going to have. Is this going to be a side hustle? Is it going to be a weekend thing only during the summers? Or are you thinking about moving into doing mowing full time? Okay. All three of these are possibilities. So you have to decide what is best for you moving forward and apply whatever you need to where it fits. Okay. So once you've established how much time you want to devote to your mowing business, you want to remember if you start making $500 or more per month, you want to go ahead and get registered with your local Department of Commerce, because what happens is once you have reached a certain level in your business, even if it's a sole proprietorship, you are able to bid on jobs, public jobs. For instance, if the city is paying $1,200 to have some lots mowed, you want to be able to bid on those. So if you start getting to the point where you are able to fulfill the needs of those types of contracts, you want to have all of your business items in place prior to bidding. Okay. You want to make flyers. If you have not already made flyers, you want to make flyers. Flyers don't always have to be like the school legal page size. No, you don't have to worry about that. You can do quarters, you can do quarter sheets, you can actually do business card size flyers where you have your information, your contact information on one side, and then you have an advertisement on the other. Okay. Also consider if you want your flyers and advertisements to be bilingual. You want to market to your own community, starting off, if that's possible, and then branch out. Look at relatives, communities, parents, grandparents, communities. If you have brothers and sisters, if you have close friends, market to their communities as well. Because what ends up happening is word spreads, conversations start, and you're recommended just like that simply because you are known. They know who you are. All right. Um, so when people get familiarized with seeing you in the area, it will be easier for them to not only approach you, but also to get in contact with you when you're not around, because they know that someone else in that neighborhood knows of schools. There are public schools and charter schools and private schools where they need regular mowing done. So those are easy contracts to get into. You don't necessarily always have to have a business ID number for those. However, it will help you build your professional resume for your business. Okay. Also, consider churches and other small businesses that have, even if it's a small green space that can be mowed, um, it's still a space that can be mowed that you can handle. Okay, so consider all of those different locations. Also, you want to post your services in different marketplaces. So I know there's the Facebook marketplace where there's a section for services. Go ahead and list your services. Once you get your flyers done, you can do those very cheaply. Like Vistaprint, you can order like 200 flyers or business cards for less than $20 on some promotions. So the price is really affordable. The quality is decent. So once you get your flyers or business cards completed, you want to start marketing. Okay, so you can get a digital format, or you can get take a picture of your card and post that, and that shows a level of professionalism that you want to have attached to your business. Okay, so not only is there a Facebook Marketplace, but there's places like OfferUp. You can post your services there. Different businesses in the community have billboard, not billboards, but like announcement boards, like where especially in senior communities they'll have announcement boards in the community room. So post your card there. If you can get like a little canister and keep like push pins in it just in your vehicle, or just yes, it gets real when it comes to marketing. Like there are so many different hacks for marketing; it's ridiculous. You always want to keep sticky thumbtacks or some type of adhesive or tape where you're putting your cards everywhere. Okay, the more you put your cards up on these announcement boards, the more people will see them, and the more they see your announcement cards, the likelihood of them contacting you if they need you for your mowing services will increase as well. There's power in numbers. So I think if I remember correctly, Lowe's and Home Depot also have like boards where people can post their cards for contract services and things like that. You definitely want to get your card or your flyers up there as well. And also, if you are not ready to go and invest in getting cards professionally made, you can do it yourself. You go to a Word document, go to the local library, find some clip art for that has mowing services, and install it. Put your name, your information. It doesn't have to be super fancy, as long as you are conveying the message of what your service is, and you have a clear way to get in contact with you, whether it be email, phone, or both. Also, if you are okay with people texting you for services, also include that. You can call or text on your flyer that you decide that you are going to use. So, um, Home Depot, Lowe's, they have the announcement boards. I believe they still have those. It's been a while since I've been there. You might want to check. Also, Ace Hardware, like smaller hardware stores where people go to get things for yard care and things like that. Because a lot of times, like women and senior citizens, like we will go into those places. Like we may not want to do our yards, or we may be in a situation where maybe our spouse is ill, or there's if they're in the military, they're deployed and we need help with these things. And so just because we go to Lowe's or Home Depot, that doesn't mean we have the skills to do the things that Home Depot and Lowe's and Menards, you know, help supply people to be able to do. So to have those services readily available and where you can, reach out and find information is key. Okay. You can also advertise in the local Thrifty Nickel. Thrifty Nickel runs ads. Last time I ran ads in Thrifty Nickel, they were less than $20 for at least a week of ads. They have digital and print, so you have that option as well, and the local newspaper. So you want to be very specific on your expectations. If you want, or if you need your customers to have things cleared, pick up all toys and those kinds of things prior to you coming, then make that very clear. If that is a service that you offer, also make it clear, because what happens is when you make those types of services clear, it sets you aside from just your average mower. You see what I'm saying? The average mowing business, you know, you there you're gonna have some competition, at least one or two people in your area, no matter how small your town is. So you want to set yourself aside when your expectations are clear of your potential customers and you are clear about what you have to offer. People will be more inclined to solicit you for business. So establish also, I have notes because I didn't want to miss anything. Establish your work, your radius, as far as like the area that you cover. You can possibly include that on your advertisements or business cards or flyers, whatever you decide you are going to do when it comes to marketing. So when you set those parameters, um, it is a good idea, if it's possible, to not only consider your immediate county but surrounding counties as well. Okay, there are senior citizens that live in those surrounding counties, and maybe they don't have children or reliable people who can come and do their yard services on a regular basis, or they physically just can't do it themselves anymore. Okay, so considering the surrounding areas and communities, senior communities, is a good idea. You also want to make sure that you offer maybe tiered packages if you are comfortable with that. For instance, basic mowing services have a set rate for that. If you want to do like add on like maybe gutter cleaning, leaf removal, any type of landscaping, those kinds of things, charge extra for those things. Okay. But also you can create packages where you are coming maybe like once a month to mow, front and backyard. Also, charge for create and like in your mind when you're setting your packages. Uh, Differentiate front yard, backyard, because there are situations where people may have dirt in their backyard, but maybe their front yard needs mowing. Or people have need their front and their backyard, mowed. And when you look at the time it would take to mow the front and the backyard, you want to make sure that you are properly compensated for the time that you are taking to mow both pieces. So you may want to divide um, that into front yard, backyard, is so that's something that way you are not overextending yourself and getting burnt out when you are, really the main person who is providing these services as a sole proprietor. Um, so so any extra services you want to have add-on costs for those, um, they can be reasonable. Okay, just make sure your time is properly compensated for, so that you can have a solidly established business, but you also have the opportunity to grow because you are not undercutting yourself on your bottom line, okay, to appease people. All right. There are ways that you can keep your customers satisfied without undercutting yourself. You can offer, again, packages. You can offer like deals like referral bonuses. Every five services, you get maybe a free service. So those types of things, and there's so many different combinations of services and promotions that you can offer. Also, you may want to consider offering seasonal services. So, for instance, in the wintertime, depending on your area, the grass just may not grow. So if you are considering having your mowing service year round, um, alternating based on the weather patterns is important as well. So if you know that you have harsh winters, people are going to probably look to have, or snow removal services. And if they know that they can come to you in the summertime for mowing and in the wintertime for snow removal regularly, then guess who's going to be on speed dial? Okay. And once you have that track record of being reliable, people are going to automatically come to you, to the point to where you could be inundated with phone calls and requests. And then that's where it comes to the next possibility, is using maybe a scheduling app, or setting up just a Gmail account or some way to track your commitments on either a calendar or a timeline. So that will help you or stay organized and not forget any dates or anything like that. Because when you're good at what you do and you're committed to it, people are going to find you. They are going to find you. If you are putting in the time and you're doing the marketing, people are going to inevitably contact you. So you want to be able to manage the influx of business that you'll get in the most efficient way possible. So there are scheduling apps that you can use. You can use Outlook even. It doesn't have to be fancy. Something basic. If you have just a regular planner where you just are writing them in, some way of tracking each and every commitment. So you can also offer, like as far as a seasonal service, like planting. Usually after the first frost, or excuse me, the last frost, people want to start getting ready to do their planting, get their gardens ready. So you can possibly offer that service if you're up to it. You don't have to be a professional. It is a quick look up on the internet as far as like the type of beds. There are raised beds where you don't even need to do any plowing really. You just can lay that material, wheat material, and put the dirt and the box, and voila, they have kits. So you can offer to put together kits for people, like raised bed kits. So for someone who is unable to do it themselves or doesn't have the time, but they want to get their garden started, like that is an additional service that you can possibly offer. Okay. Even if you are not big on gardening, you can offer it initially and try it, see if you like it. If it is something you could see yourself doing more in the future, go for it. Go for it. There's nothing but money to be made. Especially if you want to excuse me, see your business grow to a certain level where it is your primary source of income. So there are other opportunities that can exist, where you actually have items that you have available, like weed killer. um, like you can find items wholesale, liquidation, like pallets of all gardening supplies, like gloves and things like that. And when you have that stuff available readily, particularly if you decide to become an established business and you have just items and people need them and you can offer them, then it creates an edge that other competitors may not have. Okay. So the more value you are able to extend to your customer base or your potential customers, the um, higher the increase in your contacts and people wanting and looking for your services. You just have to be ready because, like I said, when you invest the time and the energy and the marketing, people are going to contact you. It's inevitable. It's just numbers. All right. So, um, you could also consider, if you are working with maybe one or two mowers, like maybe a push and a riding, or just a push or just a riding mower, like increasing your stock as far as like the assets you have for your business. For instance, if you were in a situation where you had customers lined up for the entire week and you were working with one mower and your mower blade breaks, okay, um, what do you do? What do you have a backup? Okay, so you want to start acquiring assets that can help you as you move forward in your business. So if you don't want to spend or splurge on, a new mower, pawn shops have them for a good price. They don't forget, most pawn shops buy, trade, and sell. Okay, so there's a possibility that something that maybe an old speaker system that you're not using, you can go and trade it for a solid mower, leaf blower, hedge trimmer, any of those things. So start increasing like your assets that you have to help support your business if you aren't already there. Um, Even like you can, like, for instance, if you have a client that mentions, oh, I can't cut my grass because um let's say it's hard to pull the cord. Okay, so you can pull the cord. I mean, I bet you can pull the cord. So it's okay to make an offer like, "Oh, really? Okay, so are you looking to get rid of it?" And if they say yes, then say, "Okay, well, I'll cut your grass for free this time and I'll take the lawnmower off your hands." So what happens is you are able to acquire that asset in a way where you have not spent any money, only time and energy in mowing grass, doing something you already do. So that is a way to maximize um, your assets for your business in order to maintain it and have backups in the case that something does happen. So, if you have not already, Jason, you want to give your business a solid name. Um, Use your imagination. It could be as simple or complex or creative as you want it to be. Okay, something that stands out that can be, a household name in your area, um, so that people can associate that business with your services immediately when they hear your business name. If it is possible, if you have not already, you want to invest in a work truck. Okay. Um, and there are a million ways. I mean, not maybe not a million ways, but there are many ways that you can acquire that asset as well. There are auctions. Most cities have local auctions. There are police auctions, there are sheriff auctions, there are GSA auctions where you can get a really good solid work truck that sometimes has like extras on it, like the toolkit organizers and covers like that are already on there that need to be liquidated, and you're able to get a $1,500 truck that would have originally cost you maybe 10,000. Okay, so consider investing in a work truck if you have not already. If you are at the point where you're just using the vehicle you have, that's fine too. That'll be your work truck. Get you some decals, whether you invest in a work truck or you use what you already have. Get some decals created, get them done professionally. Don't go around the corner and have that one person and everybody knows that person who they could create stuff, but then you look at it, you know they created it in the basement. Okay, don't do that with your mowing business. Invest in like some magnetic decals. Vista Print again has decals of different sizes. You can start small and then work your way up. But I highly recommend having a decal on each side, driver and passenger side, and put it on the back door if you have like a dual cab, or if you have a truck or an SUV, or even a car. Put them on the back because it gets weird. Like you'll be at the light and people will be staring, and you'll be like, "Where are they? Where are they staring at me?" And they're not staring at you; they're staring at your decals. So it could be awkward. But to take that awkwardness out, it may be helpful to put your decals on the back if you can, and on the rear. So if you have a truck, you want to put it on the back of the, what is that called? On the road track. It's the tailgate. Tailgate. So you want to have those three areas covered as far as mobile advertising, which is very important because if you think about it, people are sitting in traffic for at least 2 minutes per light. So if you are um, you're going to have three people usually on each side at on major thoroughfares, so you're by default going to be advertising to anywhere from 20 to 100 people per day depending on how much you drive and where you are driving. So you don't want to miss out on those advertising opportunities because 2 minutes at the light is an excellent amount of time to jot down a number or take a picture. Okay, because people will do that. If you have decals on your car and you have a service that they need, they will get out their phones and they'll take a picture of your vehicle. Okay, so be prepared for that if it possibly happens. All right, so what do I have here next? All right, decals, referral discounts. Yep. So definitely want to have an incentive. Um, and you can even offer leaf bagging for the fall. That's another seasonal possibility. Like raking, that kind of thing. So a lot of times when it comes to the fall season, yeah, there is some mowing that still goes on, but the leaves are crazy. So if you are in a situation where you don't already include that in your mowing services, I would tag that on or have fall rates, okay, that include and highlight that fall rates include raking, bagging, or whatever. You want to possibly invest in a leaf blower that can handle at least an acre, with if without a power cord. So I don't really know how that works. I think they have blowers that have like batteries. So you definitely want to invest in that because you don't necessarily want to depend on the cord because it could be someone's property that you are working on that there's nobody there, so they need somebody to regularly go and maintain the yard there. So you don't want to depend on having electric cord. And that's another thing. Talk to real estate agencies and property management companies and see if you can get contracts with them as well. So yes, there are leaf blowers, and you probably already know this. So I'm probably preaching to the choir, but I don't want to miss anything. If you get a blower, there are also, I think, the kind that like suck up the leaves and mulch them and put them in a bag, which is awesome. I think that's so cool. I probably will never use one, but I think it's cool. And it just automatically puts it in a bag like a canister or reservoir, and then you empty it or do whatever. You can also compost that and recycle it too. Okay, so it's like maximizing um, every asset that is available to you through your job, so that you cut down on your costs. So if people, want gardening done, you can easily compost the leaf bits and reuse them, mix them with your soil, or if that's okay with the person who wants their garden done. So, also you could possibly, I don't know how handy you are, but there are situations where people want greenhouses and playhouses, and like I said, raised beds. You can offer those services, like just putting those services together. I know on places like Amazon, IKEA, even Walmart now has like where you can add a service. Like you can even advertise on Thumbtack as far as like your mowing services and assembly services. So if you're good at putting things together, there are people who need raised beds put together, who need greenhouses and she sheds put together. Like, yes, she sheds. Yes, she sheds. I want a she shed one day. Anyways, so you want to also include those services possibly, and it's up to you. You don't have to do any of this, but if it's something that I have mentioned that you think you want to add to your business, by all means do it, because what's going to happen is you are going to differentiate yourself from any other mower in your area. Okay, so um, a couple more points. You could potentially adopt a median. Usually in most medium sized and larger cities, there are medians that you could adopt and maintain. And so what happens is some of them you can actually put your business's name. Median adopted by Jason's Lawn Care. Okay, so that's like free advertising just to help maintain your community. Also, don't be scared to team up. If you have friends or relatives who have similar plans or goals, you don't necessarily have to go into business together, but you can refer each other. Like, for instance, if you have a job that needs to be done, but someone calls and needs the job on the exact same day, exact same time, have a backup. That way, even though you can't do that job that day, you have someone available who can take care of it. Okay? Yeah, they'll get paid for it, but it still establishes an amount of reliability that you would want associated with your mowing business. If there are any teenagers in your family that you can pay $10-$20 to help do this or do that, apprenticeships are great, and they also help generate business as well because you are not wearing your own body out, overworking, that kind of thing. And you can maximize your time on making sure you are providing the best value possible to your customers. Okay. So, again, Jason, thank you so much for trusting me with this question. Hopefully, something I said based on my own experience and what I have learned in working with others was able to help provide some tips that you will potentially use in your business. I wish you the absolute best, and I am excited for you on establishing your mowing business. And keep me posted. Make sure you tag me, leave a message, letting me know how things are going. If this video was helpful, please make sure you like it, share it. Anybody who watches this, if you have not subscribed, please subscribe to my channel. Again, thank you for even clicking on this video to check it out. And I hope it was able to help you. Take care and have a wonderful rest of your day.